teams would have a legitimate chance of beating either Baylor or Gonzaga? Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I do videos every single day, sometimes college football and sometimes college basketball. And the best way to support this channel is hit the subscribe button. This is a very unique college basketball season. Of course, we're dealing with COVID, but it seems that there's two teams, Baylor and Gonzaga, that are head and shoulders above everybody else. So the question is, what teams would have a chance to knock off the two best teams in the nation? And I'm here to break it down for you. We have to talk about Baylor and Gonzaga and figure out their strengths and weaknesses. First off, Baylor. They are very, very, very good at shooting the ball. I'd say really their only weakness is they are a tad small. You need to shoot the ball extremely well and rebound the basketball extremely well to have a chance at beating Baylor. Baylor has seven players that can shoot the three extremely well. I will say this, if you don't turn the ball over and you can grind it out, you have a chance to beat Baylor. They shoot the ball 50.4% from the field. They're a 70.9% free throw shooting team, so that goes back to grinding it out. If you can keep it close and then turn it into the foul game at the end of the game, you have a chance. They're not great with free throws, and they shoot the three 42.6% as a team. That's great. So if you're having an off night on shooting, you might as well not even show up. You have no chance. Now let's talk about Gonzaga. They just don't turn the ball over much. They are very, very efficient with the basketball on offense. They have a ton of ball movement, and they're very good at rebounding. They do have four guys that shoot the three ball extremely well, but that's not their strength. Gonzaga has size, and they use that size very well. Now, if you're having a great three-point shooting night, you have a chance to beat Gonzaga. But good luck with that, because Gonzaga has great collapse, which means closing in on the ball in the paint or within the three-point line, and close-in defense, meaning they get back to the three-point line extremely quick. They're fast on defense, so it's tough to get an open look. So if you have a good ball movement team and you shoot the ball well, you do have a chance to beat Gonzaga. So I went through the top 10 and tried to figure out which team would have a chance to beat Baylor or Gonzaga, because they're two different styles. So depending on what kind of team you are, you might have a better chance of beating Baylor or Gonzaga, or both. Oh, and to my fellow West Virginia fans, yes, we did play Gonzaga the closest, but we lost Sheway and Cottrell. So no, I don't think West Virginia matches up against Baylor or Gonzaga enough to pull the upset. Sorry. First up, number 3, Villanova. Villanova is a pretty good team, but I don't think they have enough depth to beat Baylor or Gonzaga. I think Baylor and Gonzaga would just wear them out by the end of the game. They do have really good players in Gillespie, Robinson Earl, Moore, Daniels, Samuels, and Swider. So they do have a good lineup. They're just not deep. They shoot the ball 47.5% from the field, so they do shoot the ball well. Free throws, 75%, not bad. And they shoot the three ball 37.8%. That would need to be higher because of their lack of depth. They would get worn out. Next up, number 4, Iowa. They would have to have a great night, but they are super deep, so that would help them. But if Garza and Weiskamp are off, you might as well pack it up. It's not happening. They shoot the ball 48.7% from the field. That's great. 73.1% free throw shooting team. Not terrible. And 38.4% from three-point. That's not bad at all. So I would say no to Baylor, because I think Baylor could still just flat out shoot them. But I do think they would have a chance against Gonzaga because they can rebound the ball well and they are super deep. Next up, number 5, Texas. Now the first thing is Texas would have to avoid turnovers. They are prone to turnovers sometimes, and that's what doomed them against Texas Tech. They have a great front court with Jones, Ramey, and Coleman, but they would need the forwards to step up. which they do a lot of the time, and they would need to dominate the glass. They shoot the ball 45.4% from the field, 69.9% free throw, that's not good, and 35.1% from 3-point. So not great. Not bad, but not great. So against Baylor, I'm going to say no. I think Baylor would be able to outshoot them. But I would say they could have a chance to upset Gonzaga because they're good at rebounding, and they would match up with Gonzaga's bigs nicely. Next up, number 6, Tennessee. Look, I think Tennessee is a good team, but I don't think their guard rotation is strong enough. They are a very deep team, I will give them that, but I just don't think they would be able to rebound and shoot the ball well enough. Honestly, I think Tennessee would get blown out. They shoot the ball 45.3% from the field, that's not terrible. 72% free throw, that's okay. And 33.2% from 3-point. That's what would get them. They just don't shoot the 3 well consistently enough. I would say no against Baylor and no against Gonzaga. Just no. Number 7, Michigan. They are very deep. That's a plus. And I do think their guard play is strong enough. But, of course, they definitely couldn't have a letdown game. You can't have a letdown game against Baylor or Gonzaga. Dickinson and Livers are beasts down low. They're great on the glass. So that means second chance points are actually a strong suit for Michigan, and you would need that against Baylor and Gonzaga. I wouldn't say their guards are elite, but I do think they're good enough when you combine them with their bigs to have a strong rotation against Baylor and Gonzaga. They shoot the ball 50.9% from the field. That is a good sign right there. 76.8% from free throw. Again, pretty good. And they shoot the 3 37.7%. That's not elite, but it's good enough. I think, yes, they would have a chance to beat Baylor, and yes, they would have a chance to beat Gonzaga. Number 8, Houston. They're a deep team, but they're really, really small. You definitely need size for second chance points against both Baylor and Gonzaga. Either that or you flat out have to shoot the lights out. One or the other. The problem with Houston is they have been turnover prone to lesser teams. That doesn't help things either. Without size, they just don't shoot the ball well enough. They shoot the ball 41.2% from the field, 72.8% from free throw, that's not great, and 33.2% from 3-point, that's not great either. So no, I don't think they could beat Baylor or Gonzaga. Number 9, Kansas. They also don't shoot the ball well enough consistently. When they're on, they are on. But when they're off, they are off. They're too inconsistent. Bahi and Braun can't do it alone. They need help. They would need McCormick, Wilson, and Garrett to have monster games too, to give them some backup. They shoot the ball 44.5% from the field. That's not going to cut it. 72.4% from free throw. That's not great. And 37.3% from 3-point. That's not bad. But again, you would need those bigs to contribute in a monster way to beat Baylor or Gonzaga. So for Kansas, I'm going to say no against Baylor and no against Gonzaga. Number 10, Wisconsin. They have a great combo of size and shooting. They have a ton of depth. That always helps. And they do shoot the 3 well enough. They would need to rebound the ball a little bit better, in my opinion. Trice, Potter, and Davidson gives Wisconsin some great options at shooting the 3. They shoot the ball over 40% beyond the arc. And Wisconsin is great at setting screens. They have a total of 10 players that can shoot the 3 relatively well. They're 44.2% from the field. That's not elite, but it's not bad. 76.2% from free throws. That's not bad. And 39.3% from 3-point land. Yes, that gives them a shot. So against Baylor, yes, I think Wisconsin would have a chance. And against Gonzaga, yes, I also think Wisconsin would have a chance against them. Then there's one team outside of the top 10 that could give Baylor or Gonzaga a little bit of trouble. Number 18, Alabama. They are super deep. They have an excellent guard rotation. They shoot the 3 ball extremely well. But I will say their weakness is rebounding, which would be a problem if they didn't shoot the ball well. Petty, Quinerly, Shackelford, Jones, and Primo all shoot the 3 extremely well. Now, they did lose Bruner, but Alabama has enough depth to where that won't hurt very much. So against Baylor, I think Alabama would have a chance because they shoot the 3 extremely well. But against Gonzaga, I'm going to have to say no because they're not a very strong rebounding team. I think Gonzaga would wear them out on the boards. Matchups do matter. Baylor and Gonzaga have 2 completely different styles, so it depends on what kind of style you run. as to whether you have a better chance of beating Baylor or Gonzaga. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.